that, all right? That's a little bit later on in the podcast. But let's start off with the politics. Oh, we're going to speak about Dwight Howard and Shaquille O'Neal also. Make sure you guys hit that like button, all right? Let's get wet in here. Listen. First of all, you guys, there's been some wildfires going on in California, Palisades, California. You guys know they're always known for their wildfires. This time, they say this is the most damaging that's ever been in California history. Now, I'm going to go through some notes that I took here, all right? Once again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Oh, big shout out to Mark Zuckerberg also. We'll speak about Mark Zuckerberg, and he's like, he changed his tone, less censorship, all right, on the internet. That's amazing. Now, let's speak about this fire, man. All right, January 9th, wildfires menacing Los Angeles have killed at least 10 people, all right, and devoured nearly 10,000 structures, with 5 fires burning into the third night on Thursday as the dry desert winds fanning the flames again gathered strength. All right, the Palisades Fire between Santa Monica and Malibu on the city's western flank already ranked as the most destructive destructive in Los Angeles history. Excuse me. All right, now consuming more than 34,000 acres, or the sum of 53 square miles, turning an entire neighborhood to ash. 1,800 California prison inmates used to fight the wildfire. Now, this is the part of this the wildfire that's that I want to speak about. Once again, condolences to all the people, the family members that lost family members. They said 10 people were unalive during the wildfires. 10,000 structures, 34,000 acres devoured, turned to complete ash. Let's be clear, the most destructive cataclysm in California history. You know what I mean? With that being said, there were some inmates that were selected, specially selected. I guess they had a criteria to meet, right? They're using these inmates to fight the fires. Now, this thing has sometimes people tend to it doesn't sit well with people. They're comparing this to conditions of slavery, all right? And we'll read about it. Once again, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. We're speaking about the California wildfires. All right, now, one moment. All right, 1,800 California prison inmates used in the fight, the wildfire, used to fight the wildfires. The arrangement is about as consensual as an agreement between a jailer and a prisoner can get. No inmates are forced to join the firefighters' crew, and all who join do so of their own free will. Any inmates who want to join must meet the program's qualifications, which take into account physical ability, all right, as well as their behavioral record behind bars. So those are the prerequisites, right? So they're saying that they're all voluntary. Nobody's being forced. None of the inmates that were selected to fight the Los Angeles fires, all right, the wildfires that take place, none of them were forced. They're all voluntarily selected, all right? Obviously, there's some requirements. They're speaking about your physical capabilities. Obviously, you got to take that into consideration in reference to firefighters. Firefighters have to have that physical capability. They have to be able to have the physical capacity to withstand the rugged conditions that you're going to be enduring throughout that wildfire, all right? Being in the midst of that, you can imagine. Now, like I said, it's not against their free will, all right? They take into account physical ability as well as their behavioral record, all right? So they're taking into consideration their physical ability and their behavioral track record. Are they menacing? What they're known for? And there's some things that will disqualify you. So though they need the inmates, right? Obviously, they need the inmates to fight these wildfires. But at the same time, with that being said, there's some prerequisites. Now, some would say, does it even matter about their behavior track record? I don't know. You guys may let me know in the comment section. I'm pretty sure they don't want necessarily no perverts out there, but in the sense of fighting this wildfire, does it actually even matter who they're selecting at this point? But once again, they're being selected. There's a prerequisite. Now, there's also some things that would exempt you from being able to fight the fire. Now, for example, participants must have 8 years at least on their sentence. So the prisoners have to have at least 8 years on their sentence to be selected to go fight this wildfire in California. All right? At least 8 year sentence and certain convictions, such as sex offenses or arsons, disqualify them from participation. So any sex offenders, y'all not qualified. All right? Y'all are disqualified. Y'all are exempted from participating. So it's not just the sex offenders, but it's one more group here. Arsons. Now that's very ironic, right? Because arsons, you would think these people, they like to see fires. Wouldn't that be therapeutic for a person that's considered an arson to go fight a fire as opposed to starting a fire? I don't know. You guys let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section. But it makes sense, right? You never seen a movie when the kid was smoking a cigarette, the parents caught the kid smoking a cigarette. So what he did, the parents put the kid inside of a closet and made the kid smoke cigarettes, a whole pack of cigarettes for the whole day, for the whole duration of the day. What does that actually cause? After a while, you're going to be repelled by the look, by the sight of a cigarette, the smell of a cigarette. All right? So that's what you're doing. Now, like I said, people will be disqualified. They're not accepting everybody for this wildfire. Now, it didn't go without no backlash, okay? Now, also, they said the inmates are paid, though it's a pitiful small amount. So inmates are also being rewarded. And I want to get to that point about the reward. Is the reward worth the risk? Is the reward worth the risk? That's what I'm concerned about, right? So they say approximately, well, start off this. The inmates are paid, though it's a pitiful small amount. Approximately $27 for an entire 24-hour shift. So they're getting paid $27 for a 24-hour shift. They're also provided food in the form of sandwiches and fruit, while the program provides trained firefighters to California authorities as a time when they're most needed. It isn't without its distractions. Oh, sorry about that. Detractors. The top criticism is that the program is too close to slavery to be ethically acceptable. So, if you see, there's a question of ethics here, all right? They're comparing this similar to slavery. Now, I understand it if the reward is not worth the risk. And that's the big concern of this conversation. This is the premise of my conversation. So obviously, you guys, we're reading about the California right now. California releasing inmates, over 1,800 inmates. I've seen the numbers differentiate. I've seen 900 inmates, 800 inmates, 1,000 inmates. Well, at this point, last but I seen was 1,800 inmates. I'm going to roll with that. With that being said, 1,800 inmates being released. Let's break it down. What's the reward? What's the reward? There's a possibility you could lose your life, right? So that's the risk. But does the reward justify the risk? Does the reward justify the means? All right. First of all, they're getting paid $27 for they say it's pitiful. That's how they describe it. A pitiful $27 for a 24-hour shift to fight fires in Cali. Now, this fire, obviously, you got 10,000 structures. I think 3,500 acres. 3,500 acres. I'm not sure. Let me double check here. But a lot of property damage, all right? And California is currently evacuating also. I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but this was kind of alarming, right? California was being evacuated. You see, I don't know, there was some semi-trucks that were blown over, hanging over on the road. All right, I'm going to give you guys a description of people trying to exit Cali or Palisades and Malibu and Pasadena. These are the places that were affected by the fire. So they're seeing people leave a car pile up. Usually that's what happens when you have cataclysms, catastrophic events like floods in Florida. Everybody trying to leave at the same time. Things are packed, cars back to back, right? Such as was in California. Now, you can see people exiting their vehicle. So in Cali, people were exiting their vehicle because the traffic was standstill, right? So basically, you would do better just getting out the vehicle and walking. You cover more ground that way, which will show you that's very that's sad. All right. Now, as the prison inmates, you guys, I don't know if that justifies the means. I don't hear nobody getting their sentence reduced, right? If you're gonna sit there and jeopardize your life, at least you should get your sentence reduced, right? I don't see how they're being rewarded. How is it compensating for their service? And if that's the case, I would consider it unethical. Let's get these guys some reduced sentences. All right, let's do something for their families. Let's up the pay, right? Because they're doing a service. All right. And according to you guys, they meet the prerequisites behavioral wise. If they're meeting the behavioral requirements, then they are virtually not necessarily say good people. They virtually know how to conduct themselves. Okay. With that being said, you guys, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. L.O.T.S approved media, moving right along. Now, you guys,